Wow. All right, let's light this candle.
Thank you for watching the After Files live stream. This is not a professional production. We don't know why anyone watches this thing, but we're glad you do. And now, to kick off the show is everyone's favorite sidekick, the one, the only, Hecklefish.
Okay, that looks good. This is working. Thumbs up from down below. I see Victoria down there. Jenny just arrived. Gino sitting down, being ensconced. Gino ensconced in the Storytime chair. How are we doing tonight? Pretty good turnout for the episode. Surprising, actually. Almost 50,000 folks. That's pretty cool. It was, I don't know how it's going to do. I never really know. But I thought it was fun. I like the weird sounds. And some of them are pretty creepy. Some of them are pretty unsettling. All right, let's see. Who's in chat? Curtis Kako is happy to be here. Good to see you. Digital Arts and Crafts. Love the episode. Dr. Gonzo, yes, that thing is on. Hey, Mars Gold, I see you. Sled God enjoyed it. TZ loved Night Court. I did too. Kara Cox, hello, beautiful people. There's Charles. Thanks, Brian Pickle. Good to see some familiar faces in here. Michaela wants a dancing AJ for my desktop. Well, I mean, if you pay for travel and lodging, you know, it's something that we could talk about. Yeah. Or did you mean, you didn't mean that? Never mind. Forget, delete. Control Z. Brother Daniel, 47,000 tonight. Brother Daniel doing a good job keeping track of the live count during the premiere. That was fun to see. John Ryan says, say hi to Alex, please. Hi, Alex. Irvin John, what's up? Mastermind Hour, let's get this Thursday party started. Peter, no lights in the background? I mean, I got the TV. I could put the corner light on. I don't have any, wacky colored creator lights today. Maybe something like that. Didn't have time to dress the set. Hey, Rolo. Mike and Murph, good to see you. Erilyn said, great episode, very fun. I'm glad. William Murphy, how's your bio twang hanging? Gray Matter Stone, I can't read that out loud. We got kids watching. Doug Smalls can hear the hum. It's real annoying. I think it's the air pressure. And yeah, I mean, with the Taos hum, my suspicion is government something. And I don't mean that like because I'm the conspiracy guy or whatever. I just mean the government was weird about it when they were researching it. And as soon as the hum started hitting the news a lot, suddenly it was gone. Like, I feel like whatever they were working on, I mean, were they digging underground? I mean, because this happened in New Mexico, Dulce underground base, all that stuff. I wonder if they thought, oh, we're getting a lot of publicity. We may want to shut this project down. William May says, lizard people tunnels. It could be. Erica, get me a tiny AJ to hula on my dashboard and I'll buy it. I don't know, Erica. I don't like to put myself on stuff. I think I'm going to be on a U2's, which kind of looks like a bobblehead, and it's just a cartoon me with the orange glasses holding Hecklefish in a bowl. I don't think he dances, though. I don't think that little guy dances. But it might be fun to do one like that. I see them with the producers down there, Jenny and Victoria. What do you guys think? Maybe like a dancing hula girl, me and Hecklefish or something with the dance. It was fun to see people in the premiere all singing along with the song. Gertie loves to dance, and nice Scott Weiland glasses, says JJ Finnegan. Jen, oh my God. Did you guys hear what's going on in the hallway? I mean, yeah, it's the knuckleheads down there, freaking frack, our team. Jen Diata Smith, a U2s, I'm in. I need a new one for my collection. Yeah, those are imminent, I think. Are those going to be ready for holidays? What do you guys think? Jen did one of these. And she's very positive. Like if she says, oh, it'll be about 3 weeks, then you know in 6 weeks it'll be there. When she gives you this, forget it. Don't hold your breath. But speaking of U2s, we have a crazy surprise to show you soon. Is that how is that coming along? That U2s, Jenny? I saw some emails about it. All right, she's not sure. J2J wants a Gino bobblehead. Can do. Jessica Starr just finished the episode. I hope you liked it. Simo, there's sky trumpets in the hallway. It sounds like someone's just done, like emptying out their junk drawer in the hallway outside. Destiny Hecklefish bowl bobblehead. Oh, Larry says, Victoria, if I win the lottery, I'm taking you out for dinner. Her husband may have something to say about that, but I wish the two of you a lot of luck and happiness together. Shannon Smith wants action figures. I gotta get the Kung Fu grip. Tina Pink wants hula dancing Jen and Victoria for the car. I'd like a Hecklefish U2s with the where he can say his sayings like the plush he has. Speaking of, let me get this going. Where is that? Ah, there you go. There's this week's T-shirt. Thanks to SMK, aka Rob, the official artist of the Waffles. I already screwed it up.
Hey, kids at home, if you want to learn how to do a professional live stream, watch something else. This ain't it.
There it is. What's Hecklefish saying? He says, I think you're trying too hard. Okay. And I think is that Victoria tattooed on his arm? So those are at shop.thewifefiles.com. New t-shirts every week to go along with the episode. They're up there for 2 weeks. If you miss one, patrons have access to all the back stock. Those live in the Patreon exclusives. So that's where all the back stock is. People were liking the new Gino Story Hour shirt. That's pretty good. So check that out, shop.thewifefiles.com. It's a great way to support the channel. And of course, Patreon is the best way. And thanks to everyone for super chatting tonight and keeping us going. Sled God, are the hoodies zip up? They are. I think we have both, but zip up was one of my requirements because I like those. But I'm pretty sure we have both. Oh, it looks like we've got a blue hoodie. Let me show you that. That's pretty nice. Blue pudding. Yeah, we do have zip up, but I'm not seeing them here. I don't think. This the official. I think the official is zip up. I don't really see a zipper there. We do have them. If just because I can't find them now, that doesn't mean they're not there. It just means I don't know what I'm doing. KCC, when is the Patreon exclusive content coming? Really, I just need to catch up. I was a few days ahead this week, and then I got slammed with a bad cold, and I was down for the whole weekend. I mean, I was down hard. I have not been that sick since COVID. But aside from having a head full of snot, we are soldiering on. Sherry wants more hoodies. I agree, Michael M. Zip up is the way to go. Jilly Jill's looking forward to the Christmas shirts. Yeah, the ugly Christmas sweaters came out okay. I mean, they look Christmassy. I mean, I don't know how comfortable. How comfortable would you say those are, Jen? Some slightly more comfortable than a hair shirt, right? But they ain't cashmere, right? But I mean, I think they're like $30. Viper Chief, did AJ get the Rona again? I did not. I had it once a couple of years back, and it sucked, but it wasn't that bad. I was actually able to work through having the vid. This past weekend, I couldn't, and I tried to work it. It did not happen. I think exhaustion might be a factor. Kevin O'Neill, I can't wait to see what you guys do for Halloween. I think we got something planned. Mike and Murph is glad I'm feeling better. I appreciate that, Mike. Thanks, Mars Gold. I'm good, except for that. Ryan Dunn, we need a hecklefish in his bowl Christmas tree ornament. That's a pretty good idea. I mean, last Christmas, someone was just making them. It was kind of fun. Silly Animations episode about COVID. You can't do that. YouTube would crush it. And besides, I don't have a good story about that because, the podcast, the long form stories are launching in about a week, just over a week. So you can get the Y-Files Operation podcast anywhere now, anywhere that you're getting your podcasts. The show's up there, but we're going to start adding long form in just under 2 weeks. And we're going to start with just longer form, deeper dives of the stories we already do. But we'll also be able to cover content on the podcast that we can't do here. And coronavirus is one of those. Things like the 9/11 conspiracy. There's some good stuff to talk about there, but you can't talk about that here. Things like the Rothschilds, a lot of the secret societies, Aleister Crowley, Jack Parsons, all that, the dark sex magic stories. We can't do those here, but we will do those on the podcast. So that is coming up shortly. The Blind Spot LLC Anunnaki episode, that's coming up. I think we're doing Anunnaki and the Book of Enoch mixed together. That's going to be a combo episode. Mo wants an Integratron story. That's on my list to do. Let me see if I can find that. There's the Integratron. So this is out in California. It was built by this guy named George Van Tassel, who is he's a very interesting, wacky guy. So you could visit this now. It's just this dome, but he built it with, there are rings around the dome of different metal, copper and iron and all of that, based on some of Tesla's work. And who knows what it does. And people have speculated, and Van Tassel wasn't very open about it. Some thought maybe he was building an anti-aging device. Some people thought it was a communications device, although I don't know who he's talking to. Or a time machine. But Van Tassel has it died before we could really find out what it was. Yeah, and you could see in this picture here, just mats on the floor because they do yoga in there, and that kind of stuff that you do out in the California desert, near Joshua Tree or whatever. Yeah, so that's the Integratron. So I'm going to cover that. It's something that's the thing is interesting, but the story of George Van Tassel is really what's fun. Hey, Programmer X is here. Good to see you. Programmer X been with the channel since maybe 10,000 subscribers. Terrific life. What about the theory where the universe is a living organism that expands and we are just living inside? It will explain all the anomalies happening. You'd have to email me some links to that Terrific Life, and I'll look into that. That sounds like a Y-Files kind of story. I mean, we've got the electric universe theory coming up, but it's an awful lot like simulation theory. But it should be a fun episode for, for the people that are into that stuff, which I am. The more sciencey things. Thank you, Nancy K. Very nice of you to say get better soon. I'm doing all right. Mike and Murph, the universe is someone's brain. Could be. Danny Stormborn is here, longtime supporter of the channel. Hi, here, but driving. Love the merch ideas, especially the Christmas bulbs. Never heard them called Christmas bulbs before. We also call them ornaments. But if I'm being honest, back in the day, we just call them Christmas balls. We got to put up the balls tonight, put up the Christmas balls. But never heard them called bulbs. Starship and Haiku, would you be afraid to be the first person to go back in time? I guess I wouldn't be afraid to do it, but depending on where you're going to send me, right? You send me back anywhere within 100 years, and I'm not afraid of that. But if you're going to travel back in time more than 100 years, you got to be very, very careful about where you're going to end up. Who you are, what language you speak, what you look like, where you land. And remember, the further back in time you go, the harder of a time you're going to have understanding people. Even people that speak English, you go back 1,000 years, you're going to struggle even understanding what they're saying because of how language evolves. A very fun Michael Crichton book that was turned into a lousy movie is a book called Timeline, which is one of my favorite time travel books. So if you're into that stuff, check that out. Timeline by Michael Crichton. Who, man, he died young, which is a shame because we could have gotten another 10 books out of that guy. What a genius. Just what a genius. Mystical Boops, the word you're looking for is baubles. I'm just reading the chat. That's why we're quiet. And look, it's going to be that kind of show. We're just going to say hello for a bit. We've got a Geno story hour. We're going to do a giveaway. But we're going to keep it simple. We're going to keep it short because Big Papa's got to get some rest. Margarita, grandkids love your show. Well, that's nice. Space Matt Spliff, Michael Crichton was amazing. He's my favorite fiction author. I mean, by far. Kitty to you, read this, AJ. You got it. Faris makes a good point. The smell in the past would also be horrible. All right, let me see in the chat. Tell me where you would go. Where would you time travel? Give me the year first. Then give me the location. Where's the best? Where you got one shot. And here's the thing. Here's the twist to the question. If you're going to travel back in time, it's a one-way trip. It's a one-way trip. So Louis Jarvis says ancient Egypt 100%. Games you love says 12,700 years ago, trying to get in on some of that younger Dryas action. I don't know if you want to do it. I don't know if you want to be there for that. Austin Moon, year 0, Jerusalem. That would have been an interesting time. But remember, you can't come back. Winston Sayer, 1787 Paris. See, that's another one of those things. Like, who are you, though? Are you the bourgeoisie, or are you just going to go back? You go back 1787, you're just low-key, chill, find local clothes, just kind of blend in, make sure you keep your head on your shoulders. Douglas Millward with a good point. If you go back too far in time, the atmosphere would suffocate you. Could be true. A lot more oxygen in the atmosphere the further back you go. Ebrey Kid says he would go back to yesterday. Powerball. That's fair. Rose Avalos, 1965. That's interesting. Not sure why you would choose that. Ziggy wants to go to 64 for Beatlemania. Okay. Joshua Hanst, 800s for Vikings. That'd be a cool one. I would like to check that out. 1392 Europe, John Rhodes. Looking for the Knights Templar, I bet. Run from DMC's going to Woodstock. I'm assuming we mean the original Woodstock. Daniel Boner wants to go to 1983 to prevent my birth. I don't know if I don't think we didn't flesh out the question that much. So I don't know if there's the grandfather paradox involved, or if we're talking time travel where it's a new timeline. I just kind of wanted to see what dates. Paul Williams, 1500 Pirates. That's interesting too. That would be fun. John Hitta, I love the disco era. I want 1970. Man, that 1970 not on my list. Zach, 1200 AD Mongolia. Margaret, 74, so I could tell Pablo to leave me alone. Rolo wants to go to 70, Studio 54. Yeah, you guys saw Dad in the video tonight. Studio 54 was, during those days, that was part of his beat. Times Square in the 70s. 66 million years ago, Kevin Pharma, in Montana, Rex time. It certainly was. But I don't know. Didn't work out too well for Adam Driver. Or the box office. 83, 85. I can't believe you guys would just go to the 80s. You must be young, Raggedy Land and Blacktron, because I was there in 83. You didn't miss a ton of stuff. Thriller was a great album. TV wasn't great yet. It was getting there. Raven K wants a shout out to my son Desmond. Hey, Desmond. James Reese, November 22nd, 1963, Dallas, Texas. James looking to foil the JFK assassination. If you can get there, I'd like to know what happened. Who did it? Runs with Trees, thank you for the nice words. I appreciate it. Yukon Cornelius, I would not go back. I'd miss my wife and my 2 boys. Well, I mean, for this thought experiment, you could take everybody with you. Take the whole family, go back in time, just watch out for the Slee Stacks. Aussie Afghan, back to when Bitcoin was sub $1. I remember that. I remember when it was that low. I didn't buy any though. Best I did was 140 bucks. Dusty Xanderdu, 1984, I was 10. I'd leave helpful notes for me. I like the way you're thinking there. Library of Alexandria, that's a great answer. Both of these games, 2019 Wuhan, China. You'd save us a lot of grief. El Chef would go back to Göbekli Tepe. That's a great answer too. Next week or the week after, I'm not sure which, but we're going to do a big Göbekli episode for you. We'll cover the other tepes in the area, the other finds happening around Cappadocia and Turkey. We'll cover Bonkuku and some different theories about what was or maybe wasn't there. It's a fun episode. T wants to go to pre-Younger Dryas Atlantis. Whoa, I mean, what's Richard Bramlett doing with the plugs? Do we have to ban him? Do we have to ban Bramlett, Victoria? Jen, what do you think? Do I ban him? I'll put him in a timeout. All right, hang on. Put user in timeout. All right, he's in a timeout. JK2 Stones, 1981, Pac-Man Fever, what a time to be alive. It kind of was. I was there. I mean, I was just wee in 81, but Pac-Man was That was cool. I mean, we'd gather with some video games, you would just gather around and watch. And Gino remembers that. I mean, when Dragon's Lair came out, I don't know who's old enough to remember when Dragon's Lair came out as the video game. The crowds around them were, I mean, first of all, you'd wait an hour to play or longer. You just wait online with your quarter. You really couldn't get that far with it. So it wasn't that long of a wait. But the crowds are so big, they actually started mounting TVs above the game and around the arcade so you can watch. Dragon's Lair, crazy game. True, Janie Sue received by Hecklefish. He's so cute. I'm glad that he finally arrived. Deborah Doring, yeah, Gobekli. Pardon the misspell. I think you spelled Gobekli Tepe correct there, Deborah. I think you're good. A lot of people would go back and just give yourself stock tips. I mean, I guess I get it. It feels like a waste to me, but I guess I get it. The thing is, if this was real, like if you really had the chance, I don't think you'd do that. I don't think you'd spend it that way. Sonny asking how old I am. I don't reveal that. You don't ask someone their age. That's terrible. I can't reveal that. Actually, you could find that easily enough if you really wanted to search, but don't do that. Mark Mirage, hey AJ, what are some interesting things you found out while researching the episode? There was a lot of sounds around the world that I didn't realize. Like the Taos hum, I knew. And I knew there were other hums here and there. I didn't realize how prevalent they were. Now with the hums, what the general consensus is that it's some type of tinnitus, but it's a strange tinnitus where normal tinnitus, you have this high pitch ringing in your ear. Chubby AJ's 39 years old. There you go. That works. It's a high pitch ringing in your ear. But the people that are hearing the hums, they think it could be a strange form of tinnitus where they're hearing very low frequencies. But no one really knows. A theory that makes sense is no one's really hearing anything, and it's a type of mass hysteria. Because as soon as one person reports the hum, then suddenly everyone hears it. Wilfredo Diaz would visit the great artist like Michelangelo. That's a great answer. And, if you got to go back and talk to Michelangelo, tell him with the Sistine Chapel to get paid in advance on that. Remember, the Vatican stiffed him on his bill with that. So next time you're there and you're in Rome and you're looking up at the painting at St. Peter's, remember the Vatican got that for free. It's a bunch of bullshit. Paul, AJ's 24 and Jen is 21. You're very kind. Mr. Smith, no, Speedweed does not still deliver. That's a long time ago. Retro Gaming Nook, my favorite type of hysteria, me too. Avatar guy, go back and meet Marcus, Emperor of Rome. That would be on my short list. Ancient Rome would be on my short list to go visit. But again, it's one of those you have to be very careful, very clear. Because you go back to ancient Rome and remember most people in ancient Rome were slaves. So if you show up in ancient Rome and your Latin isn't that strong, next thing you know, you hope you're going to be serving wine at a nice house in downtown. Otherwise, you could end up just being lion food at the Colosseum. R.A. Clark would try to save Julius Caesar from the Ides. You could probably save him from the Ides of March, but they were going to get him sooner or later. Miss Penny, Year Zero in Jerusalem, see Jesus and his disciples. Sands of Time, Marcus Aurelius. I mean, to sit down and have a conversation with Marcus Aurelius, that would be incredible. Everyone should have a copy of Meditations by the side of their bed. It's a thin book, easy read, and you could just pick it up, grab 3-4 pages, have your life changed, and just put the book back down. Let's play some games now. AJ, what would you do? It's kind of why I asked. I like ancient Rome. That's on my list. Someone said pirates. That would be a fun one. Also on my list would be the Wild West. So late 19th century. I feel like I would dig it. Because I like their politics back then. Emery Snyder, go and talk to Nostradamus. Yeah, could do that. And Eric, that's a great answer. July 1947, see what actually fell at Roswell. Joey B would meet Buddha or Confucius. Well, Confucius was definitely a real man. Was Buddha a real man? And was Siddhartha a real man? I don't really know that. I'm not up to date on my Herman Hesse. David Hacker, I miss Billy the Kid. Nerd Channel, what is your favorite classical music? That's kind of a good question, Nerd Channel. For classical, to be honest, and this maybe sounds cheesy, but I like to listen to movie scores. I do all the time. All the time I listen to movie scores. And the common ones. John Williams, Hans Zimmer, Jerry Goldsmith. I like that stuff. But I'm down with pretty much any classical music. I studied a lot of it in school, so I know a lot about it. I'm not down with chamber music. I hated the Baroque period. But Brahms, Beethoven, that's cool. Chopin, all day long. Silly Animations, when wherever Matt Groening is really from. Find out where he's getting his intel. I thought Groening was a New Yorker. I could be wrong on that because, since I'm old, I remember when he was a cartoonist for the Village Voice. I mean, it was, way before The Simpsons, before Tracy Ullman. When he would, his best comics, they were Jeff and Akbar, were these two guys with fezzes on. They were hilarious. And then I think it was Binky the Rabbit was another character of his. There was no Homer, none of the Simpsons. He created that for Tracy Ullman. Matt McNear, you don't like Stephen Colbert? I'm not a fan of really any of the late night guys. I'm just not into it. Not anymore. I'm fine with Letterman. Love me some Johnny. Like some of Seth Meyers has been on. Hasn't he been on late night like 10 years? I just learned that the other day. I'm like, I thought this guy's been on like a year and a half. Jacob Debussy, that's an excellent choice. Larry Sant likes Gutfeld. It's okay. Kylo, Craig Ferguson. Ferguson was excellent. His show is super fun. Honestly, I try to channel some of him with the Y-Files. Just, he was so great at non sequiturs and random, like his robot sidekick. He was just good at random. Conan was good at random stuff too. Army Nation, good to see you. Nauseous Hook would go to Mel's Hole. Barry Beedman, go learn from Mr. Tesla. Yeah, make copies of all his papers before the FBI get a hold of those. Ian Filer going to the JFK assassination. Martin Campos must do a topic on Art Bell. What, like specifically, what are you looking for, Martin? Are you looking for a show about him? You know, that's something maybe we can cover in the future when we do the Who Files. But yeah, and you know, I'm a huge Art Bell fan, like enormous. But he has some dark threads in his life that we would have to cover, to be honest. You know, if we're being honest about covering Art Bell. So we'd have to cover that. And I don't know how I feel about that. Thanks, Naster. Naster liked the episode tonight. Jacob, yeah, Jeffrey the Robot, that's right. Diesel, I miss Art too. Darth Hater, Art Bell, Coast to Coast was the best it was. All right, let's see what's going on with Super Chats. People have been nice enough to drop some Super Chats in there. First one of the night is Lucas Versage. Thank you for the $10. How about a personalized Hecklefish voicemails in the Wi-Fi store? You can record them in email or mail a USB for users to transfer to their voicemail. Patreon members get those. At what level, I don't know. I honestly don't check. If someone, like, if you're a Patreon member and you email me and you want a Hecklefish voicemail, I'll make sure that happens. But if it's like, it's my boyfriend's birthday in 3 days, can you got to give me some notice on that. But if you're a Patreon member, just email me and we'll get that for you. Mike and Murph, thank you for the 1111. For the record, I let Quantum Sledgehammer beat me to the tip jar. He did beat you. He did beat you. There's LoJack, 1005.
Hey, yo, making it rain over here.
Newbies. AJ Shades are from Amazon because the lights are bright. Van Allen's belt holds up his pants. Hecklefish does his own voice. Who does yours? We're not doing shows on Bigfoot, 911, or COVID. Enjoy the After Files. LoJack answering all the questions in one shot. Nicely done, sir. Nicely done. West Montgomery, I'd go back in time. I'm going to Virginia. Alan Carruthers asked a good question. Do people still use voicemail? I can't get anyone to leave a message for nothing. I don't even know if I have it on my phone. I mean, I get messages, but I don't know what they hear when they call. To be honest, my ringer's turned off. No Sam Scrumptious. Meat pedals. There's Bonds Beastie. My 5-year-old loves Hecklefish. Guano goes boom clip. Lighting farts sparked her interest in science. So thank you. She stole my Hecklefish plushie. Well, see, that at least you got some good, something good came from lighting your farts. One of the theories for the skyquakes is large amounts of methane bursting from the Earth's crust. And I didn't even mention it. I didn't mention it because you can't do that without making fart jokes. And I was like, been hitting the fart jokes and the poop jokes a lot lately. I gotta leave it alone. But that was there. It was available. Ron Klotzer is very reliable. That sound is the Earth moaning from Mr. Naughty being inserted into Mel's hole without lotion. Wow, I chihuahua. Jen is down there. She's shocked, Ron. She's doing this down there. I thought it was funny. Jeff Wallace for 20.
Thank you, human. I'm getting killed on alimony and guppy support payments over here.
Great show. Most of this was new to me and I learned a lot. I love to hear that, Jeff. As a young man in the 60s and 70s, I went to a lot of Grateful Dead shows. So I tend to keep unexplained noises and visions to myself. Thanks. Nicely done. Jeff tripping out, watching the Dead on the road. I dig it. Jason, farts are funny unless they smell. Jen noticing that our 2 boys here that I brought over for another job. She's wagging her finger. I told you they can do damage. At first you thought someone was baking brownies in the office, right? There's Farrar Drums for 20. Weird stuff going on in the world pretty much since 2012. Seems like the apocalypse is near, not just sounds, but the Mandela effect. Most profound in the Bible, confusing lion and lamb when it is wolf and lamb. I don't think I heard that. Getting the FEMA test yesterday was unsettling. You know, it's not like in the old days you get the emergency broadcast system, and that would happen. It would happen like twice a year. When I worked in radio, I remember doing it all the time. We had a log book we had to keep track of. You know, when the alert went out, you had to check the power of the antenna, what kind of watch you're putting out. It was a whole thing that radio people had to do. But I don't hear that anymore. And now we have a FEMA alert for the first time in 12 years. What is going on? Kara Cox, where was the Maui alert? Yep, that was a scary one. But I'm assuming that was in Hawaii, Kara. Zeb, oh yeah, and everyone was a buzz about it. PSYOP. Kyla also makes a good point. Russia also did a test yesterday. That's true. That's true. I don't like to go down the conspiracy rabbit hole myself. It's fun to tell the stories, but I don't want to be the, it's I kind of want to say I don't want to be Alex Jones, but that's not really what I mean. I mean, I don't want to be hysterical for no reason. I don't want to be hysterical and paranoid just for the sake of it. But it was unsettling. Miss O, yeah, it was weird. Oh, Richard Bramlett is out of his timeout. That's good. I hope he learned his lesson. There's Lara, Lave Love Crew for 20. Had my 23rd surgery on Tuesday. Oh my goodness. Told them I had to be home by Thursday for Wi-Fi. I was feeling much better now. Thanks. Well, thanks so much for supporting. 23 surgeries. My goodness. Damn, I didn't think twice about it. Maybe I should have. There's nothing that we can really do, so I wouldn't think too hard about it. It was just curious. Like I was honestly, for just a second, before I read the whole alert, I was scared for a second. Like when the thing went off, because I haven't heard that. My initial instinct was, here it comes. Like we talked about in the episode. Everyone deep in their hearts is waiting for the end of the world. I heard the sound and I went, this is it. Are we ready? Cheek clap is 69, giggity $5. Colbert is a lizard people shill. Biotwang is my new favorite word. One of the trumpets sounds like an Om chant inside the Great Pyramid. Cymatic video. There are cymatics of the Tao's hum. I should have included those maybe in the episode. The cymatics, if you don't know, are the patterns that sound waves make on like water or sand or on medium like that. Annie Solskjaer heard the alarm a lot in California. This was the national one. Yeah, Romu 36, never heard it before. No, this was the FEMA national alert. Clear you don't live in tornado hurricane phone area. We lived in Plano, and I heard every Wednesday they would test the tornado alarm, and it was unsettling every Wednesday. And one time, we only lived there for a year, but one evening we spent in the bathtub because of a tornado in Plano. There's EP Turd for 20, another great show tonight. When I was a kid, 1980, we had one of those plastic records that played humpback whale sounds. Creepiest thing I've ever heard. Those sounds tonight rank up there too. Yeah, there were some creepy ones in there. There's Gary Miller. Thank you for the $5.
Chingy, chingy, bang, bang. Nice tip, human.
My oldest son, who turned me on to Wi-Files, is watching this together separately. Hey, little Gary Miller. Like to see that we're a family affair. Biggles, build prisons for politicians. Here, here. I second. There's Wyatt White. As a cryptid, thank you for not blowing our cover. Hecklefish for speaker.
Hey, pretty smart for a human.
I don't think he wants to work that hard. But things are definitely weird on the hill. Valley Ken, if you go in the bathtub, might as well take off your clothes and fill it with water. I kind of felt the same way. You know, I grew up in New York. We have hurricanes there, but you go in the basement and you're usually okay. Tornado was new to me. And you know, when the tornadoes first starting, you're watching the news, you got your eye on it, you don't really think of it. Then they start throwing the radar up there, and you see the red blotches, and you're looking, going, that's kind of moving toward my house. And the night just goes on, and then meteorologists are coming on and telling you how they're not going to break for commercial, and they'll be covering this all night, and then it got scary. Then we were in a tornado. It was pretty scary. Don't miss that part of Texas. Johnny Shabazz, thank you for the 20.
Hey, thanks for the tip.
Another great show. I heard something like that once. Yep, first thought it was trumpets of the Big A. Turned out to be campus evac alarm test. Yep. Mishima 5000, stop embarrassing me like this, Dad. There's Morana Valdez for $10, a little something to help you build up the supply storage in your apocalypse bunker. Thank you for another great episode. Can't wait for Göbekli Tepe. Thanks, Morana. I'm actually behind on my prep supplies. I need to do a little shopping. Yeah, and I keep forgetting. I keep putting it off. I've been putting it off for a year, and that's when something happens. I have to just get on it. Rob Collins, what is the word for tonight? I don't know yet. I don't know. We're almost there. It's almost time. Start thinking about it. There's Lady Ginger for $19.99. This has me wanting to experience sky trumpets. Thank you all for another great episode. Hecklefish for president. Messy buns are in. Well, Jen will be happy to hear that. It's Quantum Sledgehammer for $50.
I want you to know that. Thank you for all the as I'm sure you will find, always is a good time. Ooh, 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 it's fun to tip the F-I-S-H. It's fun to tip the F-I-S-H.
Not sure about Sky Sounds, but the biggest threat to civilization is from a place you only need to enter. Do your business, wash your hands, then leave. Talking about public restrooms, people. No, you don't need to take that phone call right now. Very funny, Quantum Sledgehammer. Jen, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good.
I'm fine. I could use a nap.
I know.
Victoria, what's going on with you? No, I had her muted because it was echoing. So I
You muted me.
did because
I'm doing awesome.
Okay.
Doing good.
Gino, what's for story hour tonight?
Well, tonight we have the case of the green-faced, faceless stump suckers.
Echo.
How's that?
Echo.
Let's turn Victoria off. Looks like it's Victoria.
Is it?
Yeah.
It is.
But maybe a giveaway? What is the word? What is the word? Biotwang. Word is biotwang. All right, so if you're new here, here's how it works. Just type biotwang, just like you see it in the chat, biotwang, just how it's spelled. And in a couple of minutes, we will draw from all the entries. And I usually have Victoria explain what they win, but that could be risky, right? Jenny, what do they win?
They win a Hecklefish plushie.
But can they get a signed picture of Victoria's feet if they want it, or no?
No.
They can't get that. All right.
No.
Biotwang. Well, Kenneth Wilson says, my wife Lauren wants to be mentioned on the show, so take my lunch money and give her a shout out. Hi, Lauren.
Hi, Lauren.
The wife is worth $4.99. That's, that's fine. That's fine. James Hopkins, thank you for the 20. Thanks for the episode on weird, mysterious topic you debunk instead of the real scary stuff, AI, Plum Island, that you don't debunk. You can't really debunk the sounds because there's all theories. Even the mink whale didn't sound like the biotwang to me. It did not sound like it. But
No,
that's what they say it is.
It didn't have like the metallic,
It didn't.
like machine
just-
noise after it.
It was just sort of this repeating sound. Unless maybe I found the wrong one. But I don't think I did. Army Nation, biohazard, that's not going to work. Human being, what happens if I don't post that word? Well, we're going to find out. Biotwang is the worst tang flavor by far. Chris McDaniel, what if the trumpets are lizard people forming a jazz band planning to invade the Crab Cat Kingdom?
Ooh, that's a good one.
So there's a lot of Wi-Fi's inside facts in there. Bite the Wang will not work, Bruno. Come on. Bionic Wang will not work. Guano Tang, that's wrong. But these entries, they're just goofing around, aren't they?
They're having a good time.
There's Mike and Murph for 2022.
There you go. Guppy needs a new pair of shoes.
I know, I'm hogging the super chats, but I wanted to say great end to tonight's episode. The bonus message was well received and appreciated. See you for coffee in the morning show. Mike, of course, talking about the Patreon stream that we do on Friday mornings for Patreon members. We also do one before the live premieres on Thursday nights. So it's just perks for Patrons, 2 extra live streams just for you. And everyone can have their camera on. It's not, the chat isn't crazy like this, so everyone gets a chance to talk if you want to. Geno's Wang is not the word of the day, I'm afraid. That will not win. Biotwang Clan is funny. DSDRN for $49.99.
I'm a goldfish. In a steel bowl I swim. I wanted a tip. I wanted a tip.
DS says, I was here when the video credits were 30 seconds of AJ dancing. Now it's Hollywood movie credit length. Congratulations on the 3 million subs. Must be mind-blowing for the Y-Files crew. I had my doubts, but Jen always knew that this would be a 3 million sub channel. She always knew from the beginning, didn't you?
I did.
No, she didn't.
I said it was going to be amazing.
No, she didn't.
Well, I kind of did.
I would say this is going to work. This is going to work. It just took a little while. Someone said that Y-Files is an overnight success. 2 years overnight. There's Sterling Thibodeau. Hey, AJ, Jen, and Hecklemeister. New to the channel, but I truly love all your content and the variety. Thanks, Sterling.
Thank you.
Thank you for hanging out tonight. And we're just low energy tonight.
Yeah.
We're not too wild. We're keeping it simple. So if you were looking for a wild, exciting stream, this isn't going to be it. But if you just want some company on Thursday night, we got you.
Oh, I brought in the sweater, the Christmas sweater.
All right, let's Christmas party. Let's see what we got.
Let's give you guys a little sneak peek.
All right, so Merry Fishmas. I see we got the Y-Files balls.
Yeah, we've got alien snowmen.
Oh, I didn't know that. The snowmen are aliens? Oh, yeah.
Yes, the snowmen are aliens.
Yep.
And underneath, these are little UFOs
Oh, okay.
here.
I didn't know any of this.
And they have Y-Files Christmas bowls.
I didn't know that stuff.
Yeah.
Honey
They look
wants
like-
one.
They look like Space Invader UFOs.
They kind of do.
Yeah.
Legit Corp asking, where is Crab Cat? That's a good question. Crab Cat should have been on there. Ryan Barnes, how much? I'd like the number to be 30. Is that going to be doable?
I think it's 40. But they're actually like knitted sweaters. So, it's not just a printed sweatshirt, what a lot of the ugly Christmas
Just
sweaters
if
are.
you spend $40 and you get that, do you feel like you got your money's worth? Oh, you're holding it, Jennifer.
What?
Does it feel like a $40 sweater?
Yes.
Is it? It don't feel like a $100 sweater. That's what you
No.
want.
No.
You don't want a little undershirt. After Image 289, 47,000, another epic episode. Got my Hecklefish plushie this week. Love it. All right. I'm glad to finally arrived. Oof. Oof. When are you going to release a Crab Cat plush? Love to hear Hecklefish cover more Rush tunes.
Well, tonight's episode is ranking 3 of 10.
Is ranking 3?
Yes.
All right, After Image. This is for you and for Eric Bishop for $99.99.
A modern day goldfish lives in style, but you haven't tipped in quite a while. My money is all spent. You haven't tipped a cent. I gotta pay my rent, or I'll be living in a tent in Portland.
The San Antonio one freaked me out. Yeah, that was a scary one. I lived there in the fall. And winter, and I don't remember this at all. Great episode. Had no idea about the sea sounds as well. As always, love everything. High five to Jen, the star of the show.
Can we get a translation for this? I don't speak cuckoo.
High five.
Eric Bishop sucking up to the missus. I got it. That's fine. That's fine. Ziggy Baker heard a weird heartbeat sound back in August while stargazing. It sounded like a bass drum and proceeded to get faster until it just stopped weird. And this is going to be one of the situations like with Gino and his UFO. It's so weird that you forget to take your phone out, right, Ziggy? You didn't record it. Gino stood there and watched the amazing UFO and then was done. He was like, you know what? That would have been an opportunity for maybe a video.
But I will say a lot of the new UAP videos coming out are exactly what I saw. That looks
Like
like
exactly?
an orange. Like I'm sure that I'm looking at the same thing. they're like an orange, reddish, glowing ball, glowing, large, something large in the air. That, I mean, from when I was watching it, it was as big as the moon in the sky. So, and obviously it wasn't as far away as the moon. Yeah, it was really,
No
really
sound?
interesting. No sound.
Well, Ciara Martinez enjoyed the episode. Awesome. Hey, buddy. Thanks, Ciara. Delta Tango saw about 15 of those in Phoenix. Yeah, that seems to be a common one. Teresa, I've seen multicolored glowing lights that seem aware of my awareness. A lot of people have said that. And I remember a few months back, we did that After Files where I went through the Reddit thread with that one researcher who talked about the different lights on the UFOs and what they mean. That if it's shining green, it's looking for people. If it's shining blue, it's doing some kind of scan for technology or something. And if it's red, that's defense weapons. Seamus number wang is not going to work. Come on, you know that. There's Buzz Darkin and the Mastiffs. Thanks for another amazing episode. The Mastiffs would like to buy Hecklefish a shot of Belvedere for the bowl. I'm sure you'd appreciate that.
Thank you.
Scorpwana saying, "There are 4 lights." Almost. A few people caught that clip in the beginning of the commercial today.
I did.
You caught it?
Yeah. It's one of the only times I ever hear you raise your voice is when you're doing your impersonation of Jean-Luc Picard.
You got to commit to that one. You got to commit to it. Trodden aneurysm for 5. Can we get a bobblehead doll, AJ, Hecklefish, Jen, Gino, Victoria, and everyone? A whole set?
It'd be interesting.
Patrick Shania Bio Twang is not. That's not going to work. Come on. It's ridiculous. Florida Food Forest for 1999. I used to hear this loud airplane type noise at my old house, but it was much longer, then suddenly stopped. I did smoke a lot of the devil's lettuce at the time, but once it was so loud, everyone in the neighborhood came outside. The devil's lettuce. Batarang, no. Bo Burnham, no. Bobblehead live stream. Shania Biotwang. Butch saying Victoria lost her voice. Well, let's turn it back on. I thought.
Oh,
I thought
no.
I thought we tested.
We did test.
We did.
Is it echoing for real? I don't hear it.
You don't
Yeah.
echo,
You don't echo,
but we do.
but we do.
I don't hear y'all echoing. Bummer. Okay. I'll sit in the corner quiet.
Poor dear. But it's just not the same though.
It's not.
I mean, talking about her feet when she can't respond isn't as fun.
It's not.
Did you just say you're going to try and find some cans? That might work.
I have some here, but the problem is with hers is the same thing. Problem I have with my computer is that there's no input for headphones. It only has a USB-C on the back. There's no plug-in for the headphone jack.
Oh, she doesn't have any buds.
She does have her earbuds there. Put your earbuds in. Connect them to your computer with Bluetooth.
Well, we're going to see. Very exciting. The stream is getting exciting. Contaminated for 5. Was there sound on the noise that only the hearers could hear? Because I couldn't hear anything. LOL. New favorite episode. Love you guys. Oh, that's cool that it's a favorite. Was there sound on the noise that only the hearers can hear? Yes. I played a recording of the Taos hum, but it's kind of a cheat because it's a frequency that only 2% of people could hear. And the people that heard it said it's more like they felt it than heard it.
Yeah, and you were saying that they said some of those were tinnitus, but like that one video that you showed of the hum, like you could hear it on the video.
Yeah.
So
And
if it,
the high pitched hums you can hear. The high pitched hums did sound like when you run your finger around a glass.
yes.
It sounded exactly like that.
Okay, try to unmute her now and see if that works.
All right.
Oh, she said no. I guess she's not ready yet.
She's not ready. She's not ready. Is Bohemia Bees for 1999. Bohemia Bees, the official beekeeper of the White Files. Great episode. Not my favorite, but still great. I'm sorry. I sent a care package in August to the P.O. box on your About page, and USPS tracking says it's forwarded but probably lost. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh.
I hope you weren't sending bees in the mail. I'm sorry to hear that. There's not much I can do if it never made it to our mailbox. But I appreciate the thought, Bohemia Bees. I check in on your channel from time to time. Everybody should check out Bohemia Bees.
Must have been Hecklefish's stalker, the guy in brown.
Now, this is an idea I can get behind.
There's Ted Dogs for $50.
I'm so tired, I'm a human. We've been together too long. I should have my own show. The moron says I am wrong. So while he lay there sleeping, I had my laptop in bed. So I logged into Reddit. There was a message that read, do you want to be on YouTube? Do you like to entertain? Come and be my co-host. You only need half a brain. If you like aliens and pyramids, conspiracies catch you high, then you're the co-host I'm looking for. Message me and apply.
To Dags, $50. I think Taco Bell might be the cause for some of these trumpets I hear.
You're pretty funny for a human.
The video just hit 3 of 10.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just scrolling. John King, I love that there are 4 lights referenced in this episode. Good eye. The Lazy March. Check the Chinese version of the hum. It's called Dragon Roar, and there's a clip that many people went to the mountain for that too. I will look for that. Some of those roars, it sounded like a creature. They really did sound like a creature. Grigor Petrov, thank you for the 10. Oh, hang on. Oh my goodness.
Could you could you just one time conduct this live stream in a professional manner?
We absolutely love your amazing shows and incredible research prowess. Such amazing creativity. Wow. Thanks, Grigor Petrov. Very nice of you to say. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Gotchas wants to know what you mean in 3 out of 10.
So when on the back end of YouTube, we get to look at how all the analytics are on the episode. And so 3 of 10 means that in the time that the episode is over, this episode has had the 3rd highest amount of views in that amount of time out of the top 10 episodes. So basically it's doing very well. So we like it when our shows get into the top 10, because that means that they're trending very well. And then when they get in the top 5, then that's really good.
That's
So,
good.
yeah.
Hey, scrolling. Keep those comments going, Rawhide. Love me some Rawhide. Dirthead says, great episode. I had a dream about 25 years ago with a sky trumpet and I started flying into the air. The Lord was calling me home. That's kind of beautiful and scary at the same time, Dirthead. Hope you're right. Equity wants to know what the number 1 episode is. Good question. So what episode? Right now, so the show's been up for about an hour and a half. So what episode ranks number 1 for being up an hour and a half?
Oh, I don't know. I don't even know how we would, because you can search a lot of different time frames, but I don't.
No. You said we're ranking 3 right now.
Yes,
What's ranking 1?
it doesn't. I don't know that. Oh, yes, it does. Moon's Dark Secret, aliens harvesting human.
That's the Soul Recycler.
Soul Recycler.
And number 2,
Agartha.
Gartha. That was a hard one to do.
Yeah.
Biotaint won't win.
That's funny though.
Sparkly Pig got my plush. Blown away by the quality and detail. Removable voice box I can hide in my pocket and randomly play around town. Yep. And classy Wi-Fi's logo fabric bag he came in. And yes, the dancing AJ hula bobble. We try to put in those little extra details and exceed expectations when we can.
This is the bag it comes in.
Money is so tight that if you're going to support the channel, you deserve to open the box and be like, oh, okay, they care. Well, squeeze him.
I haven't turned it on yet. I got to reach inside and turn it on.
If you just reach inside, you can turn him on.
He's a brand new one.
She didn't get it. It's fine.
I got it. I just chose to
Yeah.
ignore it.
She didn't get it. Bite my wang will not work. That pea hat alien. Wang. Thank you, Mang.
People, lizard people! Would you kindly fetch my tinfoil head? Fear the crab kit. Fear the crab kit. Please,
Sarah got-
aliens. Please say aliens. Please say aliens.
Sarah got hers too. All right, let's do a draw and maybe we can do another one. There's Josh, Syke, Laura, Zit, Stencil, Authentic, Valerie, Nicholas, Joe, KG, Greg, Susan, Timmy, Adrian Kemp.
We don't see
I
it.
didn't even have it on the screen. Didn't even have it on the screen.
Yay,
For
Adrian.
live stream, think again.
Adrian Kemp is the winner. Now, so what do they do to get the picture of Victoria's feet?
They go to Discord and open a help desk ticket. And then Victoria will get their information and we will send them their Hecklefish plushie. Could somebody throw the Discord link into the chat, please? Victoria, can we try your mic again now?
I'm drawing again. There's Nicole,
Oh.
Gary, Rodolfo, MC Morgan, Fan, Ronnie, Trod, Nicole, Michael, Jason, the Chad, Leo, Dark Comic here, Tony Rez,
Woo!
Adrian Kemp, Tony Rez. Big Taint is not going to win, Rev. Come on. What do you think, Charity's Bizarre? Do I click it one more time? Do we do one more, or is that enough?
Let's do one more.
We'll do one more?
Yeah.
All right. Let it go for another minute or so. Get your twangs up. Orphanok. Ooh. 3 years ago today was my first episode on math. Happy 3rd. That is, I forgot all about that. Today is the 3rd anniversary of the channel. So
Is it?
happy birthday to us.
Happy birthday to us.
Thank you for showing restraint, Jennifer. Jason Lukes for $5 got my girls Hecklefish in, and it's the happiest I've seen her in a while. Got lots of brownie points for this one. All right, Jason. Hecklefish, he's a wingfish for you today. Get you out of the doghouse. Paul for $50.
Whoa.
Me in the fishbowl. That's me on the YouTube, begging you for money. I need to buy a little more booze, and I don't know if I can do it. Oh no, I need $10. I haven't got enough.
It's wonderful to see the success the White House is having. Be like Sean Fanning and outdo me on Patreon. This is not the time to back off support. We're on the verge of a media revolution and we need your help. And there's a link to the Patreon. Paul doing a nice job driving people to the Patreon page. We appreciate that. Oh my goodness. Patreon is definitely the best way to support the channel and getting involved with the community. But thanks to everyone super chatting tonight. It really does help. Norman Garcia birthday twang. I wish I remembered that it was our birthday today. Could have done. I wasn't going to do anything, but I would have thought about doing something. There's Florida Food Forest. Thank you for 1999. I used to hear this loud airplane type noise in my house, but it's much longer than suddenly stopped. Oh, I read this already. We're smoking the devil's lettuce. Smoking the devil's lettuce. There is, can't think of a name. I grew up in IFB church, and hearing these brings back memories of Sunday school teachings about the rapture and the end of the world. Man, that scares you as a kid. It scares me now. Love the episode and channel. Thanks for all you guys do. You're very welcome. Thank you for supporting. Happy birthday, Don. You and the channel have the same birthday. That's cool. On a doll for $5. AJ, how long are the t-shirts available for Patreon members? I need to get one of each so I can make a quilt out of them. That budget's yuck.
So for Patreon members, there's a Patreon section on the website, on the shop, and the shirts are just always available for Patreons. So
Now,
they're only available for 2 weeks. Go ahead.
Now, Haunted Doll, if you're going to really make a quilt out of the t-shirts, the deal is if you make 2, I'll send you the shirts. So open a tick with Victoria. You got to make 2, and mine's going to be the first one, and we'll hang it up here in the studio. But I'll send you the shirts to make it. There's Trippy Stipples for 60 Canadian.
Ooh, I like the way you tip me. No diggities. Just tip me up.
Joey Cintron, how do I win Victoria's number? Well, first thing you got to do, knowing Victoria, is you got to earn a lot of money. There's Asher L for $5. Hey, AJ, last week during the opening tour, I noticed Watt Files' ugly sweater. Is it coming soon for Christmas?
Yes, it is.
Is that going to be available for Christmas, or it's going to be like a pre-order?
No. It's going to be available for Christmas. It's going to ship by Christmas.
It's going to
For
ship
Christmas.
by Christmas,
No.
so it'll be available.
No, what I mean is it will ship out in time for Christmas. People will get it before Christmas.
I'm dubious, but, I'm hopeful. All right, let's draw one last bio twang. What do you think?
Yep.
There's Jennifer, Blaine, Moon, Joshua, Wade, Claudia, Christine, Sean, Ryan, Lisa, Jason, Seltson, Clays, Brant, Eats, Trinity, Irvin, John the Ninja.
Yay!
Irvin the Ninja John.
Congratulations, Irvin. So go over to Discord, open a help desk ticket, and let Victoria know. We will get your name and information, and we'll send you your Hecklefish plushie.
Be sure to double knot your bio trying to prevent seepage. There's Victor Gren. Hey, Victor and Anna here. We love the show. Keep it going, guys. Greetings from your Mexico fans. Thank you very much for supporting. How do they say that? Gracias? Is that the right word? Gracias?
Yes,
I think that's right.
it is.
Logan Miller, 2160. Need a replacement tinfoil hat for Hecklefish. I think the dog finally had enough of his lizard people stuff and took it out on his hat. Love you, Watt Files crew and family. You may have to look through the dog piles to find it then, because it's just a little thing. What about these? Are we going to have these available soon? These are fun.
Yes,
These are danglers. FYI.
the danglers.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Are we ready for a little Gino story hour or what?
Yep. Victoria's going to do a little producing for me while we do this. So we'll see if she's able to run the media.
So unprofessional. This isn't a live stream. This is a circus.
Okay.
Tell me something I don't know. Where's Gino? Oh shit, where he go? Tell me something I don't know. Where's Gino? Oh shit, where he go?
Okay. So for tonight, we're going to talk about what I could only describe as the case of the green-faced, faceless stump suckers. Yes, that is what I said. So our story begins in 1975 in the beautiful city of Bahia Blanca, Argentina. We have Carlos Alberto Diaz, a hardworking 28-year-old married father, a man of the people. He's working multiple jobs to make ends meet, and he's got a day job working with the town, and he's volunteering to help build a football school for the local kids. And he's also moonlighting at night as a waiter at fancy private parties at the Holy Protective Society, which, interesting enough, sounds like someplace I would like to attend. It's a real classy joint across town. So up there, that's our main man, Carlos. So in the wee hours of January 4th, 1975, Carlos was wrapping up his shift as a waiter around 3 a.m. or so. You know, again, he's working the late nights. So after buying his bus ticket home, he switched out of his fancy clothes, you know, because he was working as a waiter with a tux on. So he switches out of his clothes and picks up the local paper called what do I got in my notes? La Nueva Provincia, while waiting for his bus home. And when the bus lets him off, again, real late at night, he still has a good walk ahead of him to get home. And he's in a hurry because the night's balmy and overcast. So he decides to get out. Get out and cut through a large, desolate railroad yard. That's the picture we have up there. I mean, I guess in 1975, they hadn't seen many horror movies yet. But this is how they all start, you know? So cue the creepy music. So as he's cutting through the rail yard, he's blinded by the flashes of light that he's described as like broken light flashing at him. And he thought it must have been lightning from the incoming storm, but then he realized there was no thunder, no ducting at all. Is that what you called it during the episode? So he finally, when he regained his sight, Carlos realizes, you know, something ain't right here. It's time to hot shoe it down the avenue and get on home. So he tries to run, but you guessed it. They already got him. He's paralyzed. Carlos, he's enveloped in like a fluttering sound in his ears, like a low hum, like air or wind rushing past his face. So with another flash of light, he's lifted off the ground 8 feet, and he's dangling in the air. He said he tried to resist. I don't know how you would resist being brought up by a tractor beam, but I'm guessing he's like a kid, you know, playing dead weight, you know, who won't get off the ground in the middle of the Target toy aisle. Anyway, he's you know, he's just dangling there in the air, and again, and all of a sudden he loses consciousness. He blacks out. So
While he's dangling?
While he's dangling. So, you know, he's just hanging there in the air, and now he loses consciousness. But in the blink of an eye, Carlos finds himself in a surreal, semi-transparent sphere no furniture, no gadgets or computers, but like a lot of other cases, the walls inside the sphere have their own luminosity, and you know, they're just, there's no lights, but you could see that they're lit up. There were also holes in the wall that were pumping air in for him. So he said he found himself in a semi-kneeling, leaning over pose, sort of propped up next to the air holes. So I'm imagining, you know, Costanza in his boudoir photo. You know what that one looks like. And every time he moves his head away to try and get up, he would start to feel himself lose consciousness. So he stayed next to the vents. You know, he stayed in his Costanza pose. So the next thing you know, here come the aliens.
Costanza's still up.
That's okay.
Okay.
You could stare at Costanza if you want. So next thing you know, here come the aliens. 3 humanoid beings come gliding into the sphere with them. They're about 6 feet tall, human sized, but their heads are way tiny, like half the size of a human head. They're also like green faced, but they have no discernible features. No eyes, no nose, just a faceless little mossy green spoon head. They also had like rubbery hairless bodies that were cloaked in like a soft beige material. And can I say that's the most boring of all the alien outfits we come across so far? These guys definitely had no fashion sense. So one more thing about
we'll be adding Gino's alien fashion hour to the program.
You know, the fashion is a big part of what these aliens. They come down strutting in great outfits. These guys, they don't know what's going on. So one other thing about these guys, their arms come out pretty straight, no elbow, but just ended in stumps. No hands, no fingers, just flexible little stumps. So now remember, Carlos, he's kind of just stuck there. If he moves, he loses consciousness because he needs to be near the air holes. So all 3 of these guys circle up around him and they start stumping at his head, you know? So they start stumping at his head. He thought they were gonna like just start hitting him, but instead they're just taking turns ripping clumps of hair out of his head. And after each one, he gets, after each one of the aliens gets a stump full, they're like starting to jump up and down, waving their stumps all around, you know, and making giggling noises, like they're really proud and excited.
Those stumps pulling his hair and they're grabbing his. Are those?
Those are the stumps grabbing his head there.
But what are they grabbing? Do they like just smash their stumps together and pull? Like,
well, the story unfolds. And they're really excited every time they get a clump of hair. They're jumping up and down, waving their stumps.
I mean, this guy looks like he knows how to handle a stump.
So Carlos tries to fight with them, and he can feel like their rubbery, soft skin. However, he realizes these stumps have suckers on them, and that's how they're yanking his hair out. So during the struggle, he tries to get up, but leaving the air holes, he just fades to black again. So eventually he comes to. He realizes that one of them is holding him down, and he's really strong. Meanwhile, number 2 is ripping the hair out of his head and his chest now with the sucker stumps, you know, just getting at him. The third guy is just creeping around in the corner watching as the hair is getting sucked off the guy's head, and they're all giddy about it still. Every time he grabs a clump of hair, they're jumping up and down and waving their stumps around. You know, it's totally giving me like the Gimp from Pulp Fiction vibes, you know, giggling in the corner, you know. So Carlos then realized, even though they were pulling his hair out, he felt no pain. He struggled to get away, but of course he blacked out again. You know, this time when Carlos woke up, it felt like hours had gone by. So he's like starting to open his eyes, and as they begin to adjust, he realized he was just on the side of the road looking up at the blaring sun. So he could hear the cars whizzing by, and quickly he realized, all right, he's on the side of a busy highway. He has his work bag with him, with his fancy clothes from work, and also the newspaper he bought on the way home from work. So he's all disoriented, but he got up and he started waving down cars. Nobody wanted to pick him up at first, probably because of how wacky he's looking with this crazy haircut. But a guy passing by stops for him, thinking, all right, this guy must have got hit by a car or something. He looked so crazy. And he offered to give him a ride. And when Carlos told him the story of what happened, the guy's like, you know what? I think I should take you maybe directly to the hospital. So Carlos agrees, and they started heading into the nearest hospital. When they pulled up, he saw the hospital's name, but he didn't recognize it. He asked the driver, you know, where they were, and the driver says, you know, we're at the Buenos Aires General Hospital. And he goes, Buenos Aires? What kind of trips do these interstellar hairstylists take him on? Buenos Aires is 8 hours away from his hometown, and it was 8:30 in the morning. So he traveled 420 miles since he looked at his watch last, which was stopped at 3:50 a.m. That was the time he was walking through the rail yard. So Carlos gets checked into the hospital, and they reach out to his family. They were worried sick because he's usually home by 4 a.m. So they jumped in the car and they drive all day to pick him up, thinking, all right, we gotta go get him. When they arrive, however, Carlos tells the doctors about this wacky story and shows them, hey, I got this paper, you know, I mean, I don't know how I got here. I got the local paper from home, you know, I just woke up here. Of course, he's treated for hysteria like everybody else who always goes in. And the doctors, they just don't want to release him. And they keep him for 4 days and have him examined by 46 different doctors. The examination of Diaz yielded no evidence of physiological or psychological altercation, except the illness that he described as having some dizziness, an upset stomach, a lack of appetite, and of course, the missing hair. So,
of course, that is the strange part of it.
During the 5th of January, Diaz had only 1 cup of milk, which they had to feed him forcibly. I don't know why that was so important, but I guess he wasn't that hungry. He just wanted to have a glass of milk all day, and that's what he had. I hope he at least had some chocolate in there or something. So after the ordeal,
little chocolate would help that.
Yeah. After the ordeal, he never wanted to go to the police or talk about it. One of his family members did reach out to a magazine about it, but Carlos refused to give away any more information. He just wanted to be left alone. So here's another situation where the abductee doesn't really want any publicity. So that's the story of the green-faced, faceless stump suckers. And if you enjoyed this story, please join me tomorrow on Twitter X Spaces at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, where I talk with Storyfire and Net Nobody about the Y-Files and different types of stories we cover. And I will be talking about Gino's Story Hour. Check out at Where's Gino on X and IG for more.
Tell me something I don't know. Where's Gino? Shit, where he go?
Oh my God.
Feel free to get a shirt.
Where did you I'm just curious, where did you find this story?
On UFOevidence.org. They have a lot of great cases up there. I'm always, trolling through the internet to try and find, an interesting story. This one came up and I couldn't find any videos on it. I couldn't find anything on this guy. The only thing I could find was that cartoon that we just watched, which, pretty detailed.
People were wondering why you were putting hentai on the screen.
Now,
What-
I just
what is that?
well, the stumps are coming in and giving them the haircut.
But it doesn't. And doesn't it look like he's with the stumps? He looked. Well, let me just say, the stumps look like they're very happy.
I can't breathe.
The other weird thing is it looks like Carlos is getting like more jacked as they rip out his hair.
They do.
I don't know what's happening with his exercise regimen, but he's getting those space abs.
I need to make a motion if I can get a second. Is a Wi-Fi's T-shirt with the stump with the guy with the stump? What do you think?
Oh my
Or Gino
God.
Story Hour just with the stumps. What is he? How does he do it? Like this?
Stump sucker.
He's a stump sucker.
It's like Carrot Top's being attacked by broomsticks. I don't even know what's happening.
Carrot Top is jacked, just like Carlos is.
Oh my God.
All right. Well, that might have been my favorite Gino Story Hour.
Yes.
A couple of people in the chat do want the I don't know what else to call it besides Jessica has a good idea. We'll call it the Get Jacked shirt.
Somebody said it looked like he was working to shake weights. Yeah.
All right.
That's a good one.
That was a good Gino Story Hour.
I just I'm not sure we could do a full Y-Files on that one.
I don't know if we can get a whole episode out of that one.
I mean, because it can't be debunked. I mean, it
No.
sounds very plausible.
I wouldn't even want to try. All right, I guess we'll get through some of these super chats and then we'll let you guys get out of here. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, there they go. That story hour, I didn't see that coming. But I can tell you that he was very excited about this one. He was very excited that this was, and he's telling me like, oh, this week we're doing green stumps and suckers, and I had no idea what we were in for. So you're welcome, and I apologize. RC for $5. Where does one acquire a Wi-Fi's bandana? I don't see them on the store Patreon area. My dog absolutely needs one. Love the show. We used to have those up in the store. You're saying that it's up here, Gina? Oh, this.
Secret store.
Oh, they're in the secret store?
They sure are.
All right, let me show you where that is. It's a secret store. All right, here's what we do. Don't tell anyone we do this. You go to secret shop, Wi-Files.com. Do that. Some other stuff there. Don't tell anyone I told you that. We're not supposed to show you that. Secret shop at Wi-Files.com. Don't let anyone know. So let's see if we still have pet stuff up here. There we go. So you can get the bandana there. Secret shop. What the hell is going on? All right. Thanks again, Gino. There he goes. All right, RC, there you go. Secret shop to the Wi-Fi's.com, but don't tell anyone I told you that. There's Casey Aaron for 5. I desperately need a Hollow Moon shirt. I know it's an old ep, but it's my favorite, and it's my birthday month. Please make it so. I don't know if we have a Hollow Moon shirt. Victoria, do we have a Hollow Moon shirt? Yeah, she says we don't have one, but that's a good idea for one, Casey. If you email me to remind me, we'll see if we can get one done, and I'll send you one. Sean Calloway, thank you for the 20.
Yes, thank you, human. You know the deal.
I work in the allergy immunology field, and I've heard the theory about alpha-gal syndrome being man-made, but you split my wig when you talk about Lyme disease being the same. Alpha-gal syndrome, that's the disease that you get from the Lone Star ticks that makes you allergic to meat suddenly, is what Sean's talking about there. So, yeah, that could be man-made. I didn't want to hit it too hard in the episode, but I really kind of think the government either... I don't know if they made Lyme disease, but I think they maybe gave it some gain of function, and it got loose. Hecklefish sock puppet. That's a good idea, Susan. There's P. King. Thank you for the 20. The only channel where I watch the paid promotion, Hecklefish 2024. I'm glad that you do. I put a lot of work into making those fun. Some weeks it's harder than others. Some weeks like this one where you just want to read the paper and do the boring ad. But I kind of pride myself on never phoning it in. I've never phoned in an episode, not once. Which means I might be due. But so far, I have not phoned one in. I put 100% effort into every one of these. There's Chumley for 10. Congrats on new place, but I'm missing the cats. I can't believe you fired them. Bring your cat to work day.
Yes. I miss them.
Well, you're going to see them in an hour.
I know.
Bean needs his dinner. He's starving.
He does. It's way late. Now, before anybody says we starve our cats, they have dry food there all the time, but they're very adamant about getting their wet food on time.
Did you guys read the news, the reports today about how there are reports from the Secret Service how Biden beats and kicks his dogs?
I
Nice.
did hear that his German Shepherd has bit 12 different Secret Service officers.
Yeah, they're investigating it now, and they're like, "Oh no, he beats them and kicks them." Anyway, the Mr. Wilson for $50.
I get pretty freaky. He's a super freak. The kind of fish you dream about. You got freaky dreams. I get pretty kinky. He's a super freak. But only if you pay me. Gotta pay the fish. I need a tip. I need a tip. I need a tip from you. And you. And you, human. You and you and you. Hit the super chat, hit the button now.
The Mr. Wilson for 50. I can't stress enough how much I love this channel. Just upgraded my Patreon membership to narwhal level. Hecklefish for speaker until he is elected president. Thank you, the Mr. Wilson. I appreciate the support on Patreon. It is the best way to support the channel is through Patreon. So I'm glad that you're out there. There's Chumley for 10. Congrats on a new place, but I'm missing the cats. I read you already, Chumley. I can't believe you fired them. No, they're still there. And I would expect Jen to do some of these from home from time to time. Yeah, Wasabino beats and kicks the dogs. I don't want to talk about it too much because I don't want to turn it into a political thing. It's just he's the thing. I don't like animal abuse, not of any kind. And that's not going to help his approval rating, I'll tell you that. The Perry Smith for 10. Did I detect some celebrity impersonation voiceover work in tonight's episode? Reminds me that AJ sounds like Donatello from the old Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon, or is that just me? Anyway, another great episode. Thanks, Perry Smith. I don't know what Donatello sounds like. Those were a little after my time. It sounds like a compliment. Games you love, thank you for the 1999. I just ordered several Van Halen belts for my friends who live pretty far away. Would it be faster to have them delivered to myself, send them out from one place, or have them sent spread out across a large area?
As long as you can send them quickly, like overnight, just send them fast and spread out.
All right. That's a very, very inside joke.
Yes.
That's how to get through the Van Halen belts. When is the Hecklefish's, this is Laser Griff, when is the Hecklefish's Greatest Hits CD coming out? Great show. Thanks for the effort. I don't know when that's coming out, but it is on my mind to do it. It is on my mind to do it. I don't know if we have enough songs to do a full album, though. May have to be just an EP. Jeff Keane. Oh, yeah, you're right. It did sound like Donatello. Cowabunga. Baby Mama Melanie. Fast and spread out. That's how you do it. Akio, yeah, the Van Halen belts. Well, what did you think they were called? You didn't think they were called Van Allen belts, right? Ryan Anthony, thank you for the 10. Loves the content. When can we expect the What Files debut and other content you have on the back burner to keep your fans entertained? Beware the Crab Cat. Probably not until in the first quarter of next year would be my guess. And that's going to be tough to hit, but probably first quarter. Scorpwana, didn't AJ once say he did some voice work for GTA? I did. I've done for a few Rockstar games. But I think I'm only credited in Red Dead for Rockstar, Red Dead 2. But I did some Final Fantasy games as well, if you're into those. DSDRN, thank you for the 1999. I can be the official nurse of the Y-Files. I'm a psych nurse. Well, we need one of those. And we know the Y-Files crew are a bunch of crazies. Kidding, of course. We're good crazy. Hey, Barbara James Molina. He's just saying hey. Hey to me. Van Halen belts, 5150 light years away. Nicely done, Joe Bot. I got you. Quasine, $5. Too bad we don't live in a country with free speech. Yeah, that is a shame, isn't it? Things are different. Wrong verb, 199. I, for one, welcome our Hecklefish overlord. Well, he'll be a strict but fair overlord. Eric Stitt's favorite universe theory is the one where the entire universe as we know it may actually be inside a black hole. That is a good one. And that could mean there's infinite universes out there. That is a good theory. Trey M wants DSDRN for family nurse. Jamie Roy's catching up on Story Hour. It's a doozy. It's a doozy. Big Al, I don't know karate, but I know crazy. Baby Mama Melanie, 5150 is actually the Van Hagar belts. I think she's right. For the Van Halen belts, we'd probably need 1984. 5150 for the Hagar belts. Nice catch, Baby Mama. The Dude 087, very reliable. Hey, AJ, Jen, Victoria, Mr. Genio. Great show tonight. Much love from Connecticut. Land of the Lyme disease. Good to see you, the dude. Stoning Rolled. Have you done Simulation Theory? I have. That episode is easy to find on the channel. It's not buried. Like someone was asking for the Michigan Dog Man today, and that episode is there, but that one got demonetized, so it's just in YouTube prison. Like no one sees that video. So the Dogman video you can find, you just search for Dogman. Same with the spontaneous human combustion. John Locke, water fluoridation episode. That could be good for the podcast, probably. Because to cover the water fluoride story, you got to get into some Nazi science. Elijah doesn't like slow mode. We have to do it, man. Otherwise, it's just too hard to follow. Jared Shanky, Van Halen's contribution to the movie Twister is entirely underrated. Don't remember that. Do you remember Van Halen and Twister? I don't remember that.
What now? What did it say?
Sybil is there for $5 theorizing that one can time travel within his own lifetime. Yeah, that's weird. I didn't expect that. There's Northern Star for $5. How do we know when you do live shows? Is it weekly? Is it certain days? When are your other live shows? Thank you. We haven't really ironed out a schedule yet, Northern Star, but that's coming. We're probably not going to do Thursday After Files every single Thursday because it's really hard to do, especially when I'm late with the episode. And that's why tonight is coming to a close, is because this is hard to do. So we'll probably do them once, maybe twice a month. We're going to add, but we are going to add an earlier stream on Tuesdays, like late afternoon, maybe 4 or 5 p.m. That way we can go 2, 3, 5 hours and it's not too late. And then we'll mix in maybe 1 or 2 Saturday watch-alongs a month, which I like doing those. Those are fun. It's quiet in the office. I don't have to talk as much. Just kind of get to hang out with the audience. It's a lot of fun. Joe H for 20. I forgot to congratulate you and your crew on the new place. Well, thanks, man. Your episode is interesting. I have never heard of Sky Trumpets. Is the topic something new? Also, tomorrow's my birthday. Please wish me a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Joe. Happy birthday. Sky Trumpets, not, the terminology might be sort of new, but, within the last maybe 12, 15 years. But reports of sky quakes have been around for at least since the mid 19th century, at least from my research. I didn't find too much from before that. I'm trying to think. I didn't find much from before that. That was definitive. The chat wishing Joe a happy birthday. That's very nice to see. This is the best community in the business. Now, if you guys aren't in Discord, go check it out. Especially Thursday night Discord. That's a good time. That's a good chance to have a Geno sighting, is on Thursday night Discord.
Right now on Discord, we have 20, 25 people with their cameras on in the voice chat watching. So, and I'll be on there. I'll be on there right after the show.
So someone can join Discord right now and fire up the camera?
Yep. Right now. We're all in one of the voice chats.
Can you do an impersonation of the guy grabbing the stumps for us?
Let's see here. My best I got.
All right. It's pretty good. William Ward, thank you for the 1999. Great show. Hope you feel better. 8 hours sleep keeps the colds away. Yeah. When are we going back to the moon? I think we're going back in a year or two. By we, I think if you mean the US, I think a year or two. But 8 hours sleep keeps the colds away is absolutely right. The only time I really get sick is when I'm super tired. When I got COVID, I was up for something like 30 straight hours making the drive from Texas to I guess it was Texas to here. No, that's not right. It was from Scottsdale to Texas is when I got COVID. And so I was up for about 30 hours and I thought I was just overtired. I didn't even think about that I was sick. I thought I was overtired. And then I was having a little A1 with steak dinner, a little A1, and the A1 tasted. What happened was, so I took a bite of the steak with the A1, and I'm looking at the jar. Jen's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm looking for the date on this thing. It tastes like it's rotten." She said, "I just bought that," and I didn't think much of it. And then I popped a nicotine gum in there, and it tasted like garbage. And nothing is more delicious after dinner than a nicotine gum, and this tasted like garbage. And then I went, "Uh-oh, I know what this is. I got the Wuhan flu." Lena Passman, thank you for the $9.99. Hello, AJ, Jen, Victoria, and Gino. My husband and I enjoy the episodes and After Files every Thursday. Keep up the good work. Well, thanks, Lana. Lana. Joel Mills, that's just A1. A1 always stays like that. Yeah, I knew A1 was going to get some hate. But look, I I like A1. Daniel Park, a good steak does not require A1. That's true. I didn't say I was eating a good steak. I just said I was eating a steak. But look, if we're at a nice steakhouse, I don't ask for A1 when I'm out. We don't do that. I don't even let Jen get salt to the table. It's like this. If it's a nice place, not if you're at Outback, you got to put as much stuff on there as you can. But if you're at a nice place, it's like I'm gonna eat it how the chef intended. I think that's the right way to do it. All right, there's DC. What the hell is A1? I don't understand. Dangerous Doc Brewski. I like A1 on my baked potato. That's okay. I'm glad to see some A1 fans in there. Robert, you get A1 on Jen's cooking. I'll leave her down there for now. Maybe I'll work on my philosopher's stone for a quick second. You could tell the chat a story about
Yeah.
when I was going to get you on TV.
Yes. So I was very excited because AJ said, hey, this was when he was working for Fantasy Factory on MTV. And he was like, hey, I talked to the producers of this new show, and it's a cooking show. It's about people that are home cooks, and they want to come and interview you about possibly being on this show. And I was super excited. And they came to the house, and you had to share like 3 different recipes with them. So I shared like this party dish that I make. And then I shared like my grandparents came over, or my great grandparents came over from Sicily. But anyway, I have their recipe for spaghetti and meatballs, and I'm sharing this recipe, and I'm super excited. And then I find out that it's a show for people that can't cook. And if you get on the show, they send like a chef to your house to actually teach you how to cook. I was so mad. I'm still mad about it. This was like 14 years ago, and I'm still mad about it because I'm not a bad cook. But he sent these people to my house and didn't tell me what the whole thing was about.
Yeah, it's for people who can't cook, but think they actually can. Like they don't know that it's bad.
Yeah.
So which is you, or that's not you, right?
Not me.
So when I was working with the production company, they said, well, give us some examples of her recipes. So I said, all right, the one I would give you is cheesy goodness. And they were like, okay, hang on, let me get a pen. She melts Velveeta in a bucket, some kind of a bucket, and then dumps in Rotel, which is like canned peppers. Gets dumped in with the Velveeta, and then sometimes ground beef gets dumped in there, and it's just called cheesy goodness. It's the white trashy snack you'll ever have. And it's freaking delicious. It's freaking delicious. She's leaning back because she's taking foot pictures right now for you guys. That's what that is. Jimbo, it's queso. It kind of tastes like queso. But when I was pitching the recipe, I made it sound as gross as I could, and that was the one that won them over. So yeah, so they were going to send a chef over. They were going to send like a chef and a party planner and all that. I thought it was hilarious, but then I kind of felt bad because she was really excited. She was really, really excited, and I was like, oh, this. I was just kind of doing a bit as a joke, and now her feelings are going to get hurt, and they did.
I'm still mad about it.
But you're not still mad, at least.
No, I'm.
Let's just leave her down there for now. I don't want to get in Dutch. Chubby, we need a Jen cooking hour. You want to do a little cooking segment maybe for the next After Files?
Sure.
We could have one of the guys, shoot you on the camera. What would you cook for next week?
I don't know. I'll have to think about it.
All right. I think it could be funny. But if you guys want to see that, let me know. She'll never forget the bucket. Mike and Murph, Jen cooks? Seamus, thank you for the 25. Any plans to cover the videos of a Masonic cave in Oregon? I know the vids are a few years old, but not all know it's still there. I never heard of it, Seamus. You have to drop that in the tips line or email me that, and I will definitely look into it. That sounds like a good episode. Muna, 1966, adorable. AJ, you're sleeping on the couch tonight. No, AJ sleeps where he wants. If she doesn't want to sleep next to me, that's her option. But she ain't moving me. Look, don't be that guy. Don't be that husband. I guess I'll go sleep on the couch tonight. Don't be that schlub. Okay? Especially if you're the one bringing home the bacon. You know what I'm talking about?
Hey, now enough.
Honey, you like shoes?
Enough.
You gonna go sleep on the couch? I'm gonna leave my bed to go sleep on my couch in my house.
You know, now tomorrow we're gonna get a bunch of people complaining about how.
Oh yeah. I'm the misogynist, and you're a battered wife.
Yes.
And you just don't know. You really don't even know that you're you've been Svengali'd. You're not even aware of how hard your life is, and because I'm an ogre. I'm an ogre.
Ogre, just like Shrek.
Look, the angry single women on Reddit, they don't like me. Look, they don't like me. But it's not my fault.
Oh my God. And I will say that he teases me about my cooking, but he eats my cooking. So there you go.
Let's just quietly set them back down there. There's Dr. Bankman. My nickname in college was the North Atlantic Biotwang, but I'm sure you all knew that. I knew that. Here's a little something for Gino's botany research for scientific purposes. You earned it. Thanks, Dr. Bankman. Sean Smith telling me for Jen's cooking, make sure you get hungry enough. I'm cooking tonight. Okay, I'll skip lunch, honey. I'm just gonna have a light lunch.
Oh my God. That's funny. That's funny.
Look, you don't have to cook when you look like that.
That's true.
There is Brian Cincerbro for 20. I agree with your thought on the government causing the Taos hum. I'm thinking Cornell caused the Seneca guns. That's interesting. There's some fishy stuff with Cornell. Love the jab at Stephen Colbert. Yeah, I haven't heard that about Cornell. But that's interesting. The Mad Tinfoil Hatter. Sofa equals the naughty step for stump suckers. Yeah. Hammer, you just said it was delicious. It's nice to see. I get a little support in the chat. Not a ton. Emery Snyder, my wife of 31 years, never made a bad meal. That's a keeper. But look, I have to say one quote that I heard once about a wife being a good cook or not being a good cook. This woman told me, she said, I told my husband, I can be good in one room. You pick.
Now, be honest, there was only one time that I cooked a meal and you and I sat down and we both took a bite of it and we both went, oh God, this is terrible. And we threw it in the trash.
What was that? I don't even remember. I think I blocked it out.
So trashy. I think I was trying to make tuna patties and they were awful. It was awful.
and we just dumped it in the trash. I wouldn't even give it to the cats. It was terrible.
I never got into the hot tuna. That we didn't grow up with that. Tuna came from a can and with mayonnaise. That's how we ate tuna. We didn't mix it. But I mean, Mama Wife Files, she can't cook. So, Gino and I, we did not grow up with good eats. It was only when we went to the grandparents in the Bronx that was like, oh, thank God, spaghetti. Eat ourselves sick there. We come on. Oh, Mom's cooking pork chops tonight. Gino, you remember our pork chops? Black.
Yeah, I won't eat pork chops to this day because of it. And I've seen the ones that you make; they look great, but I just can't get over it.
Well, when Jen and I because Jen likes pork chops, when we got together, was going to make them. I was like, I don't need those. I'm good. I don't get. But she did she did the white trash, the shake and bake and stuff. I was like, I don't know, delicious.
They were usually gray. Mom usually made gray pork chops.
Gray on the inside, couldn't chew them, your teeth hurt, and then burned black on the outside, just like a.
and for some reason they made them a lot.
Yeah, because it was cheap. They were broke. We just didn't know it. It was cheap.
I mean, by high school, AJ really became the cook for me and him. So I would have to do certain things to get a hamburger out of him, but he would make me, do chores. Don't look like that. You used to do that, and
No,
I would do them because my mom's cooking. I'd rather have AJ's burger.
Chill. I'm making a face. I know I did it because you didn't give any setup. You just said he cooked burgers and make me dance for him, and then you just moved. You didn't say what is it talking about. So now people are imagining me holding a burger.
Are you saying that's not how it happened? I mean, because there would be extra burgers that you'd cook
for dances. Like if Gino wanted a ride home from school in my car, be like, "Oh, you going home? Yeah, yeah. Can I jump in with you? Dance." I start dancing. I said, "That's not dancing. It's not dancing unless you get up on the table. That's dancing. What you're doing is you're just shuffling. You got to get up."
It was mainly soft shoe. That's the dance he always wanted.
I love the
soft shoe.
Love the soft shoe.
That's terrible.
Brother, I'm sure your sisters, you were always very nice to each other all the time.
Oh, my sisters are terrible.
And I'm sure that the two of you, the three of you all get along so well now. Yeah, so that's where I learned to cook in high school. It's because Mom couldn't. Sorry if you're watching this, Mom, but she knows it's true. Stefan Bodin. I'd go back to June 1947, Roswell, work for the farmer who owned the land where the UFO crashed. Go to Wash State and check what Kenneth Arnold saw. Stephen wants to know all the secrets. Larry, get up and table shuffle. Yup. Tate, we need Gino's dancing hour. I like it. Now, I tell that make him dance story for the ride to make myself sound like a jerk and make him sound like the put upon brother. But the truth is, we lived a half mile from the school. You could walk 1 block and make a turn and you could see the house. So it was just am I being honest? I'm being honest, right? You could walk
in the rain. I mean,
all right. He's not. You get that I'll tell you the honest story. I'll give you the sincerity. He'll give you story hour. There's Zeb, the superfan, Francis for 10. Why fam? Love the episode start to finish. Also, yes, still here, old friend. You've managed to kill just about everyone else, but like a poor marksman. What is that quote from?
I don't know. I don't know. Zeb, put in the comments what that's from.
I'm waiting for the chat to say. Gino's truffle shuffle is good. Hanakin, poor little Gino. Don't feel bad for Gino. Gino can't walk around Vegas without getting mobbed by Story Hour fans now.
We did have a lot of fans this weekend show up for Skankfest. So,
A lot of White House fans at Skankfest.
Yep. So thanks for everyone that did come out. If you're watching this, put up the pictures. A lot of people took pictures with me. I've seen a few of them go up. So get those up there and I'll DM you.
AJ, they're saying it's from Wrath of Khan, and you didn't know that? I am appalled.
Oh, yeah, I didn't get it. Didn't get it, but I appreciate Zeb the Superfan with Wrath of Khan quote. Gino's like the Travolta of the Wi-Fi's family.
What?
Because you dance. You're the dancer.
I figured it maybe because I'm going bald, Scientology. I don't know.
I have to say this, AJ. Nathaniel Ratliff said that you should start a Wi-Fi's cryptocurrency and call it the camel token.
The camel token. I love it. James Sweat explaining to Meg, like, they're brothers, but they don't sound anything alike.
We used to.
We used to.
AJ learned early on to get rid of the New York talk.
Well, I told you the Paramount guy got me hooked up with the acting coach, and that was my first lesson. That was with the late great Michael Blinderman. I'd show up at Michael's, and he just gave me like a scene to cold read, which I did, and I did pretty well for a 19-year-old. And he said, "Look, you're very talented. I can see you're very good, but with your accent, I can't understand a word you're saying." Because I was like, "Hey, I was talking here before in my time, my father, my talk, my car, I was talk. Thank you, scene." That's how I sounded. So luckily, Michael was also a speech pathologist. But if I'm drinking, hanging with Gino, and I drinking a little too much, definitely when Dad was around, by the end of the night, I'm talking just like those guys. Just forget about it.
Absolutely. It's fun to hear the New York come out.
Is it?
It is.
You get a White Castle cheeseburger and AJ, and
Oof.
it's all New York from there.
Nah, you got a deal. Paul's there for 10. Letterman was number one. The thing I hate is how Jimmy Kimmel just got a pass for everything he did on The Man Show. People have been canceled for much less. Oh, yeah. It's like The Man Show. It never happened. Telemaster, thank you for the 50.
Yo, yo, moo la la, yo. Fish really needs some money. I need to buy some stuff. Fish really needs some money. YouTube don't pay enough. Fish really needs some money. So click the super chat. Like that.
You ain't nothing but a crab cat chomping all the time. Oh, you got to sing this. You have to sing this like Elvis, Jenny.
Go for it.
No, you got to sing it.
No, you go for it.
You ain't nothing but a crab cat chomping all the time. You ain't nothing but a crab cat chomping all the time. You bit up a spirit destiny, you ain't no friend of mine. Thank you for the 50, Telemaster.
That was great. But you can't do the Elvis lip, can you?
I can't do the lip. I can't get the lip going. I can get the hips.
Try it.
Well, I'm doing it, and it's giving me a stomach ache. I can't.
No, I mean try the lip, not the hips.
Try the lips.
Uh-huh. Do it.
I'm trying.
I was doing dueling Elvis lips.
Call this a live stream? How are you not embarrassed?
All right. She's got a very, very pliable mouth. There's Robert Matthews. Just got his Patreon membership. Plus, she arrives next week. All right, loves the show. After Files is my favorite. I don't know why anyone watches it, Robert, but I'm glad you're here. Keep up the great work. Thank you for supporting. And we're at 2:20 on your clock, so we'll wrap it in a few minutes for you. Keith Venable II. Hey, Jay, have you ever looked into gematria and the different correlations it has on major world events from sports to tragedies? First super chat and first stream. Love the channel and thank you. Thanks, Kevin. Thanks for supporting. I haven't really covered gematria because it's very debunkable, but people have asked for it. I think it could be an interesting episode. Jake Best. AJ makes his wonderful, way better half laugh constantly.
He does.
It's otherwise I'd be in a lot of trouble. Now, even when she's angry at me, I try to find a joke in there, and this speeds things along.
We laughed a lot.
Because even if she's angry, if the joke is good enough, she can't hold the anger.
I can't.
Jen's a good laugher.
I try.
She's not much of a cook. Winton Dupree is there. The world actually ended in 2012. We're in some weird simulation now. I can't prove you wrong. Leela, the 2012 theory is wild. I know. I think we should cover it. Hey, can you guys write that down? For a topic idea, we'll add it to the database. Is the world ended in 2012? We're in a simulation now. That would be a good one. Zoso, my wife gets angrier when I make her laugh in a fight. Yeah, because they want to stay in the fight, but men don't want to stay in the fight. Men just want out of the fight. Grow, grub, farm off grid. Is the new ending song tribute to the Coast to Coast AM ending song by UFO Phil? I had forgot about that, Grow Grub. No, that was just someone from the audience just sang lyrics over the outro song, which has lyrics. That's with Music on Repeat by Victor Lundberg is the name of that song. And there are lyrics to it, but it's just about, a guy walking through the rain and hears music and just he's dancing with his date. Well, it's one of those kinds of songs. So this guy threw that out, and Gertie loves to dance because she's a camel, and it's Mel's Hole and the Black Knight Satellite. So I heard that and I was like, this is a winner all day long. This is a winner. Nathaniel, that's funny, but I can't read that. I can't read that one. The ongoing conspiracy theory is that we were in a backup version of reality prior to 2012. Yeah, I like this theory a lot. Anna, yes, the world ended in 2012 thanks to CERN. Small Town Girl thinks it'd be an awesome show. Okay. D-Rock, you taught me about Art Bell. I'm hooked. I'm glad, D-Rock. Look, and if you're Art Bell fan, you could become a coast to coast. I think it's called an insider, but you can join the website. I think it's like $5 a month or maybe 10. I don't know what it is. To me, it's worth it. But so you can listen to all the old stuff there. So like the original Mel's Hole calls, those are there. So I'm only plugging them. I don't have an affiliate code. I'm just plugging it because if you're an Art Bell fan or if you're just getting into art, all the good stuff are back there, all the classics. The year the God particle was discovered. That's right. Higgs boson was discovered that year. Is that what did it? Is that what destroyed the world? Dale Smith, 989. I was watching a helicopter fly over Grand Junction, Colorado. While I was watching it, it disappeared from existence out of nowhere. I wish I would have recorded it. I wish you did too, Dale. That's reminds me of the the Malaysian flight. We have an episode coming up on that. We'll get into the videos of the plane disappearing. John Cave, Art Bell, it's how you tell the story, not the story. The new show that Art Bell, thank you all. Thanks, John. Very nice of you to say, and I agree. I agree. There's a lot of art, Bell, in the way I tell the stories. You know, I even did an episode where I had did a chapter where I got into like the nuts and bolts of it. How you, even if the story's wacky, like Mel's Hole, you still tell it. You tell it honestly. You don't condescend. You let it breathe. You don't smirk. You know, you don't Simon Whistler it. Where you tell the story and then aside, anyone believes this, it's stupid. You know, we don't do any of that. I am dummy, you prepper. Please make a video on necessary prepping gear everyone should have. I'm not the guy to do that. I am dumb, and I'm not a prepper. But I would say we're prepared. You know, we got the stuff like the food, plenty of ammo, and just the things that you would need. But I mean, we would survive 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. Legit prepper guy's got 2 years of stuff down there that he rotates. So there are a couple of great prepper channels on YouTube. I would tell you all this. And I got a shout out to Victoria. Her husband has an ammo press. Presses his own ammo. That's serious business. Leonid, most of my stuff is 9. Most is 9. The AR isn't, but most is 9. Plenty of ammo, says the Chaz. Yeah, I mean, if my neighbor has food and I have ammo, we both eat. Matt McNair, 99, longtime fan. Random thought about the Great Flood. What if it was caused by the moon randomly showing up? The moon controls the tide. It shows up. Water goes crazy. History erased. Not a dumb thought at all, Matt. That's part of at least one flood myth. And I believe it is the Tiwanaku. That's what I wanted. That's what I think it was. Is, you know, that arch there? Let me see if I can find it. In Bolivia. Here we go. All right. So this arch, you can see that? Yeah, you can see that. And there's the writing. This talks about the moon myth, the moon arriving into the sky. It may not specifically be on the arch, but it's in this town. It's in Tiwanaku. So it talks about how the sky is dark, and the moon arrives, everything goes crazy, and the flood starts from there. Before the moon got here, allegedly, the earth was mostly just mist. You know, it was just all, I don't know how to describe it. It was just like a lot of moisture in the air. Like, it wasn't very clear. And the moon got here and just threw all that moisture into the oceans. The oceans flooded. And that's part of this legend. So not stupid at all. My attempt at trying to explain it was. But, you know, we're doing the best we can. There's Matt. There's Wendy Olson for 5. Thank you, Wi-Files crew. Husband is finally able to watch it after Files, unfortunately due to back surgery. Can he get well soon, Stinky Man? Stinky Man, get well soon. Get up. Get up, Stinky Man. Vapor Canopy, says Droop Philp. Yeah, something like that. Then we talked about the green children. And that legend, the world where they came from, they describe it. It sounds a lot like that legend. The Green Children of Woolpit. Corvus, I've heard a different story. There was a canopy of water encircling the planet. I think that's kind of what I'm trying to say. Yeah, Chaz, yeah. I mostly stock not 9mm because it's just, in an emergency, you just have one caliber to worry about. So that's where we do that. Scorpuana, so Earth used to be like Ferenginar. That's absolutely right. And I didn't think of it. Don't the Ferengi have something like 24 words for moist? Something like that. There's Carolyn Smith's Food, Forest, and Homestead. I didn't get the alert yesterday. Before it came, I turned off my phone and put my phone in an EMP-proof bag. My phone never got the signal. That's a real thing. There's Diego Gonzalez. Hello, my name is Diego, and I'm from Argentina. I just like your attitude, Diego. It's friendly and positive. It's true that I've heard the trumpets in the sky here several times. I have to try to pronounce this. I have to go to Cerro Uritorco in the province of Cordoba. They say you can see UFOs and hear trumpets there too. I bet you've got a lot of good UFO stories down there. I appreciate the support. Neil, for 100.
Won't you tip me? You know I don't believe you when you say you don't got money. Won't tip me? You know I can't believe it when you say that I'm not funny. I write too many jokes just to amuse you folks. You better super chat me or I'll just keep singing. Won't you tip me, human? Won't you tip me? Oh. Won't you tip me? Won't you tip me? Whoa.
Awesome episode as always. There is a priest who superimposed the sounds he collected from YouTube, and boy, that soundtrack was scary to say the least. I bet it was, Neil. Shedrick, find time to join the stream. Brent762. Yeah, we got plenty of that. And Chino has disco lights. He does. All right. Is there anything we wanted to get to before we wrap this puppy up? Fear the biotwang. Fear the biotwang. There's Corvus. Happy birthday to you. There's Delphi 333. Great show. Remember when Cuba, when the diplomats experienced headaches and consciousness, some said it was crickets. I don't buy it. Yeah, that was Havana syndrome, which might have fit in this episode, but since we already covered it, I didn't want to hit it too much. But the government just concluded the research, the investigation into that, and they said it never happened. So that's a flat out lie. But that's the official word, is it never happened. If you don't know, that was where people in the U.S. Embassy in Cuba in Havana, the diplomats were getting sick, and then Americans in a nearby hotel were getting sick, and they just felt this nausea come over them, this unease, anxiety, and it turned out that it was ultra low frequency sound being beamed into their rooms, and they called that Havana syndrome. But the investigation said it just never happened. Any words of advice, Jenny, for Tactical Arc getting married soon? Very nervous about it.
Don't be nervous.
Yeah, divorces
Marriage is great. What? What did you say?
What?
What'd you say?
I said, don't be nervous. Divorces are easy now.
Oh my goodness. Look, marriage is great. And congratulations. Try not to be nervous.
I mean, Jen loves marriage so much, she's tried it a couple of times.
That's right. I've done it twice.
Sean says, my ex-wife's coffee had enough grounds for divorce.
What up, dumb?
Oh, I love it. What are you looking for? Oh.
I'm looking for Ari Signum for $100.
Won't you spend money on me? I'm really broke, swimming here in my bowl. I have to pay 3 ex-wives Spousal support for the rest of their lives. Those hobbies, lawyers, they cost me a ton. I think they're bleeding me just 'cause it's fun, baby. Guppies, take all of my dough. Now two need braces. Here comes Skid Row, baby. Won't you consider tipping? Won't you consider tipping?
Autumn Wright saying third time's the charm, Jen.
No, this is just the second one. And I'm staying in this one. So
This one's doing it for you, huh?
this one's doing it for me. Yeah.
All right. Hey, Y-Files, first time chatter, great episode. I truly love the Y-Files community, and I'm excited for what seems to be the upcoming Y-Files universe, maybe even Y-Files radio coast to coast. And we've got the WFCU coming up.
Yes.
We've got the long form podcast launching in under 2 weeks. We got the Y-Files launching in a few months. Meat Pedals, Jen, age 37. How dare you? She's younger than that. How dare you? Patreon, Y-Files is the true successor to Art Bell's Coast to Coast. Ever thought or tried to do a collab with someone like George Knapp? Not really, Patreon, because I just tell the stories. I don't consider myself a journalist. You know, I do a lot of research, but I'm looking for the good stories, the entertaining stories. And then once I tell the story, I kind of move on from it. But I mean, if George had something interesting to talk about, the podcast eventually will have conversations. And he'd be great on there. Eric became a patron tonight. I'm a koi, but I feel more like a bass.
Nice. Nice.
The Nephilim look like clowns, and Satan is in Mariana Trench. Got awfully quiet. Travel Vet is there for 25. Please do an episode on the Men and Men in Black. Could be a good one. We got to get specific. Jenny, why are you making a face?
Because look, we've done a lot of episodes where I feel like kind of we're tap dancing around the line of getting a visit. But I feel like if you did an episode on the Men in Black, that might be a bridge too far.
Travel Vet, I kind of agree with her. I think we're right on the line. But I have done a couple of episodes where it was like, there's going to be a knock on the door. If you remember, there are at least two like old After Files when I was at the warehouse where I heard noises. I actually got a little bit nervous at the noises, but I left the camera on and the mic open so that because the door was right behind me. So if something was going down, you guys would hear what's going on.
Yeah. Everybody wants to know now who is playing ping pong in the hall.
It could be Simone Freckles. He's a big ping pong guy. Simone Freckles, that's one of the boys back there. Anthony Morales is saying, hey, hello there, everybody. Hoping everyone has a good one. And remember to stay hydrated.
Yep.
Ed C says, good episode. The echo is just as fun, is just a funny bio twang. Thought on Fire 222. If the moon is artificial and was put into place, then the effect it would have been being placed into orbit would cause cataclysms the world over, and that would fit the bill for Younger Dry's destruction. Exactly what we were talking about with Tiwanaku. The Avatar guy thinks that Jen and I are the best couple on the internet.
Oh, well, thank you.
Go tell Reddit.
Jimbo Alago told me to stop eating. Well, right now I'm chewing gum, Jimbo, but this is a long stream and we haven't had dinner. So yes, I've been eating a little bit. So that just happens.
All right. someone got put in their place. Arpeggio63 for 10. Love the White Files. Me and the wife watch every time it's on. Well, I'm sorry about that. I appreciate it, but I don't know why anyone watches this thing. Victoria, I have to say tonight, I appreciate your help. It might have been one of your best episodes yet. So thank you for helping out. There she goes. Gino, this is maybe the best story hour we've had. What was the name of that one?
The name of that one was the Green-Faced Faceless Stump Suckers.
Green-faced faceless stump suckers.
That's what I called it.
And we'll have the clip of that available on the Backstage channel tomorrow if you just want to listen to that. Jennifer, thank you so much for helping out tonight.
You're welcome. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
There she goes. There we go. Just got to get ready. Just one last look at the chat. Best Gino episode yet, says Mike and Murph. Happy birthday from Janice. Thank you. Dixie Doodles, sorry you're late. If you want, we can start over. Could probably start over. Thanks, Nikki Tronic. All right, well, thanks to everyone who super chatted tonight. I'm sorry if I didn't get to you. I tried to get to as many as I could. But just know that even if I didn't read it, your support still means a lot to us. So thank you for that. Remember to check out shop.thewifefiles.com if you want to get some merch. The new t-shirts are up there every single week. They're up there for 2 weeks and then they disappear. If you become a Patreon member, you have access to the whole back catalog. And again, Patreon is the best way to support the channel. For as little as $3 a month, you get all kinds of benefits, including 2 of these extra live streams a week just for you because, this is so good. You got to have more of this. But I'm just kidding. They're actually a lot of fun and a lot more, more participation from the Patreon. So it's great. Anyway, I'll see you guys in a couple of days, and Hecklefish will see you out.
And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear. I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full. I swam down each and every highway, and more, much more than this. I did it my way. I've loved, I've laughed and cried. I've had my fill, my share of losing. And now, as tears subside, I find it all, it's all so amusing. To think I did all that, and may I say, not in a shy way. Oh no, not me. I did it my way. For what is a fish? What has he got? If not himself, then he has not to say the things he truly feels, and not the words of one who kneels. Our record shows I took the blows and did it my way. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Let's hear it for the White Files House Band. You guys sounded great tonight. And take care of those waitresses, will you? All right. Everybody get home safe. This is Hecklefish. And you know what? I did it my